Welcome back, Powerful Mind. How are you guys doing today? We've missed you so much since last time. We are back and we are better than ever, baby. And we are so excited to be here today. Today, I'm here with
Brandon Gomes.
And today we're going to be putting a light on Brandon Gomes, everything he got going on, and his baby, Siesta G. So let's head inside and we'll talk a little bit more about everything going on. Brandon Gomes, you're not only an entrepreneur, you're what else? What else do you do for the people who don't know?
Entertainer. I'm a DJ, musician, model, actor, entrepreneur. As you can see, we're here in the Siesta G dispensary, so do a lot of things. Man of many hats.
Man of many hats, absolutely. And just pan around for a second, just kind of show like how dope this actually is in here. This is my first time here, so it's really cool to see all the different products you got. Not only is it, obviously a dispensary, but also what kind of dispensary is it that you don't need what?
Yeah, so it's a no med card dispensary, so we can ship it also online straight to your door, so you can shop, all you got to be is above 21.
Yeah, and so how did you get the privileges to do that? Because is it just you that has that privilege in Florida, or are there other dispensaries like that as well?
There's other similar places, dispensaries, but, we really fought for our license in Tallahassee. Mm-hmm. That's how we got the privilege to sell how we sell. We have a license to distribute the whole plant, so that's why we don't require a medical card. And we're really just fighting for the small guys, the small businesses, and the full legalization of the plant,
Which is absolutely incredible because not only, like you said, is it just a business, but it's also, like you said, you went to Tallahassee and literally did the whole political side of it to try to get those laws and everything moving, which is insane because who else do you know is going to fight at the state capitol for their business? Like, that's insane.
That's what
so that's dope. That's dope to see. And just to see the product of everything, I'm really, really thoroughly impressed with everything.
Thank you.
And so how long has Siesta G been around?
From the very top of Siesta G for about 3 years now. We started in the end of 2020, early 2021. But this storefront has been here since July of 2023. So about a year and some change now.
Awesome. And you have any plans of additional locations at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'd love to go national, international. There's a lot of legislation we have to fight in order to do that. So that's where I'm very heavy at. If you follow us, you see that's what we do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, absolutely. I'd love to get more stores here locally in Tampa, Sarasota, the whole Southwest Florida area. And then, just snowball effect, go everywhere. I want to be in Thailand if I can.
Get bigger and better. Awesome. Yeah. And so just as obviously you're not only creative, but obviously an entrepreneur as well. What do you feel like are some of those qualities that you kind of put towards your creative aspects when it comes to, like DJing and your music that also you apply to your entrepreneurship as well, like certain qualities?
Yeah, well, I always wanted to get paid off doing things that I love. So I love cannabis, I love music, I love movies. That's why I act. So I really try to just find the synergy where I can merge them all together, Every time I drop a song, I try to shout out Siesta G in the song or do some promo like we're doing here right now at the store. Just build that community and that culture up together, you feel me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Let's go ahead and transition on over to a little set that they actually have back there. It's so dope. I'm excited for you guys to see it and just kind of discuss everything a little bit further.
For sure.
We'll see you. Where did you find these at and kind of get like a...
So, I mean, these are just really like a lot of my... over the experience of being in Canada, just entrepreneurship in general, like you come across different brands that you like, that, work well, their vision with your vision, and you just carry them. So, this is just like a supplemental mushroom energy-based drink, and that's what I'm drinking right now, Right. Odyssey, shout out my boy Keith at Odyssey.
Hey, let's go Keith. Let me crack this bad boy open. It's gonna be like an ASMR for a second.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that sounded crispy.
Cheers.
Gotta get a sip. Ooh, cheers.
Yep, exactly. Clean energy.
Hey, that's actually good.
Right?
Yeah, that's fire.
Hell yeah.
I like that. And I like how you said this doesn't give you like the caffeine jitters, right?
Yeah, so if you're not really like a big caffeine person, we carry these because it fits with our brand, mushrooms, cannabis. So these are going to be supplemental, not the trippy ones, obviously. And these are going to be like functional. So it helps you stay locked in through the day and just kind of stay, just more focused and feeling better and more alive and vibrant.
Is it almost like a euphoric type of feeling?
Not like not euphoric, just more so like like you like healthy
like
and
almost?
you clean, alert, exactly, like as if like a natural Adderall.
Oh, okay.
Kind of what that feeling is, yeah.
That makes
Lion's
sense.
Mane does. And we also sell Lion's Mane and gummies too. So Lion's Mane, if you're trying to get locked in, get on that Lion's Mane, siestag.com.
Tough. So also to just kind of explain to everybody, because how did you come up with the name Siesta G?
So Siesta G1, so as people know, I come from Siesta Key, Florida, and I was on a show called Siesta Key on MTV. And, you know, I kind of was thinking, like, how do I capitalize on all those eyeballs? How do I bring something from, like, the hometown and just that culture and that vibe? Siesta in Spanish, you know, is like nap. And then G I always felt like G was something that I wanted to give everybody something further to define. You think of G, you think of, like, gangster, you think of this. But G, I think, is like, you know, taking care of your family, you know, making sure your people eat,
Nice,
you know, just God, good, grace, grateful,
Yeah.
everything.
Gangsta, everything,
All
yeah.
that, exactly. So it's kind of like just a mix of all that, like balance.
Right.
Balancing, you know.
Tough. Okay, good. And so kind of also explain the Siesta Keys, what that was, how many years that took up, and how that kind of what that did for also your career as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Siesta Key, shout out MTV for sure. I think during like 2017, I was just moving back from New York actually. So I was just moving back to Sarasota from New York. I'll get into that later. And my friend was, his 100 Ask Gary was starting like a pilot for like some sort of TV show he was trying to do. And I remember I moved back and I always knew them for a while and they reached out to me and they were like, yo, we're doing this thing. One thing led to another. MTV liked the idea.
Nice.
They picked it up, and then next thing you know, that 100-person camera crews flying to Sarasota, Florida, and shooting, and then we had a run for 5 years.
Wow.
5 years from 2017 to like 2022, back-to-back seasons every year, and it was great. It was really cool. It was focused on like 7 people out of Sarasota, Florida, Siesta Key, and just going through their lives, you know.
I didn't know it was that long. I did not know it was 5 years. That's a long time.
It was. A lot of people were like, damn, you know, you had 5 seasons. That show must have been popular because most shows don't go 5 seasons. Especially like, you know, reality, docu-soap type shows. They don't go that long.
Yeah. And then so when that ended, because did that feel like what did that feel like for you? Especially like was that like your first like bigger thing that you ever did?
So I'd say the biggest to where it felt like, wow, you know, this is kind of like that moment where it's like, damn, you're going out and you're getting noticed and people want to take pictures and stuff. But ever since I was 16, I always knew I wanted to be in entertainment. So I started modeling when I was 16, as I said in New York earlier. That's why I moved to New York. So I moved to New York to model and act. I've always been in the industry. So, you know, Siesta Key took off when I was like 20. Siesta Key took off when I was like 21. 20, something around there. And ever since I was 16, that's when I was modeling, doing music, you know, acting. I've been on big things. I've done like Adidas commercials and, you know, runways for Levi's and stuff like that. But nothing where it's like MTV in front of millions of viewers. So I'd say Siesta Key has been the biggest for sure.
Right. And then so after Siesta Key, also, how do they like announce like, hey, we're not coming back for another season? Like, how does that work?
So they actually didn't announce that they're not coming back. I think these big shows, they kind of just like, I've learned that with like these big corporations, there's power in just being kind of silent. They won't tell you like straight up like, hey, it's over with, nothing, it's all done, forget about it. They just won't say anything, and then you'll see in like other similar shows like The Hills or Laguna Beach, they'll come back like 10 years later and kick it off. So I'm just kind of like, you know, it is what it is. I'm just still in entertainment doing my thing. But they didn't say anything. They just like, we're like, okay, we're gonna shoot this last season and we'll see where it goes from there. But.
It could be like Jersey Shore, where now they just did like 3 more seasons.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They're they're on their like 30th season or something like that. Crazy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So how did you transition after, you know, after Siesta Keys was all done? What was the next kind of like step where you're like, okay, now I have to kind of, did you feel like almost like, okay, now I have to make my own motion now I have to make moves, obviously separate from MTV. And so what was the first thing that you feel like you did to continue to boost your career past Siesta Keys?
Yeah, for sure. So I think during the whole time through Siesta Key, I feel like I was smart in the way that I always put out music, and I was putting out music pretty consistently and building that side of it. So, you know, I still do like performances. I still get booked to do shows or features, you know, whatever it may be. So I've always built that up. But coming towards the end of Siesta Key, I knew that, hey, listen, it's business, you know. Music's great. I love music. That's my passion. That's what I do. But I thought I gotta supplement this income now. I gotta make some money, and that's kind of when you know, during that time I was always into cannabis, and I was sort of always into, you know, legacy market, you know. But I was like, no, let's do this. Let's make this happen. I linked up with some good people, and that's when Siesta G came to fruition, and I kind of made that was my next move after Siesta Key.
Yeah. Does Siesta G feel like your baby?
100%. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. 100% feels like my baby. You know, I've literally like slept here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is like, you know, this is my passion, and I feel like we've built up something really good here, me and my partners, and it's just something that I want to, you know, I'm excited to see where it can go and what the future holds.
And just so for young entrepreneurs who do want to have something like this, like a storefront like this is, first of all, a huge accomplishment. And like I said, I'm very thoroughly impressed with how everything looks, and just, you can just tell, especially good business. Okay, so like, I know good business because I used to actually manage restaurants.
Okay.
So you just like these drinks, for example, just you pulling them out and telling, you know, your cashier in the front, like, make sure, you know, you comp these, like, she's getting the right flavors for, like, inventory purposes, and, like, all of that, like, that's good business.
100%,
like, you know?
Absolutely,
so even just small little details like that, I can tell that you genuinely do run a really good business, because you can have a business and also just not run it great. Have you?
For sure.
And I'm sure this whole thing has been a giant learning process. So what were some of the things that you did in the beginning, like with your partners, to get to the goal of a storefront and to have like systems in place and like all of that?
I'm really, the biggest thing is just, you know, I think in life a lot, areas where I've really succeeded in is that I've really built good relationships.
Nice.
And I think in the very beginning of Siesta G, you know, I come from entertainment. So, you know, I'm reading scripts, acting, modeling. When it started Siesta G, honestly, I got good partners that come from a business background. They have separate businesses, and they know a lot of these systems in place, and kind of just like mentors to me, where I could really learn from, and they can be tough on me and you know, show me how to do it. So that was a really big thing. I built good relationships. You mentioned that the store looks really nice and it looks really well. Advice to anyone out there: get you some good women in your life, because they made this place look beautiful. You know, I'll take some credit for it as well, but I really think that, because I work with a lot of women, so, you know, majority of my partners are women, so you know, you're not gonna get away with some subpar looking stuff. You know what I'm saying? So really, like, that helped out, and really just, you know, the young entrepreneurs, get around some good people. Get around some good people. You know, bust your ass. And don't be scared to learn. Be a student first. And then just show up. That's really what I'd say. That's what I did, you know?
Yeah, awesome. And so, how long do you feel, like you said you are working on other storefronts, and then so what other separate goals do you have for Siesta G besides like national expansion? Do you have any other separate goals besides like expanding a lot?
I mean, with Siesta G, kind of how we started, I really want to see the plant get fully legal. I really, like, that's a big thing, the activism in Siesta G. I really want to make it so that way people like you and I, people like anyone out there watching that's passionate, can get into it realistically. You don't have to come in with $1 gazillion or have to be part of some family to get in, you know. I really want that to be the case, because there's been a lot of, you know, unjust, you know, things in cannabis throughout the years, you know, it's just clear. So I want to make that a big part of Siesta G, you know, activism. I also just want to, like, try to, you know, just break a lot of stigmas that have been surrounded by the plant, you know, all of the, you know, the lazy and all of the, you know, dirty, and just all that stuff that's been kind of embedded in people's minds. I want to break that. Aside from just, expanding and being everywhere,
Right.
and, really having a quality craft brand.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And you could tell that you're very, very passionate about it, and that's why it is so successful, because you are so passionate about it.
Hell yeah.
You could just even obviously off of what you post as well, but even just the way that you speak about it, you can tell that there really is a passion there, and you really are you are focused, and that is a goal that you will achieve. Because I kind of get the same vibe that you're very similar as me. When you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it.
Of course, yeah, 100%, exactly.
Because there's a lot of people who say that they're gonna do this and this and this, and they want to do this, and nothing ever happens. So I can tell that you're very similar, like-minded mindset.
Yeah.
Brandon also, actually, he DJ'd our first Powerful Mind event. Shout out to you.
Of course.
We always talk about that, and we're like, thank God you were the DJ.
No. You guys put together a good event. Straight up, for sure.
You.
That was fun. I saw a lot of people there that I knew, that I've done music with, and just your guys' messaging on everything. Just the name of the podcast in general, Powerful Mind. Your content, your message. I resonate with that a lot. So big ups to y'all.
Thank you. Yeah, I was like, thank God, because I didn't have to worry about none of the DJ stuff. You just knew what to do already. I was like, woo! I was sweating that day. I was like,
definitely get you. You need a good DJ.
Yeah, you were on point with the and it was perfect.
Yeah, of course. Trust me. You need a good DJ for sure.
Oh yeah, it makes or breaks the event, I feel like. But so now you have more music coming out. So when's the last time that you dropped music?
So it's crazy because last year I was super quiet. 2024, I barely dropped any music. I was barely active on social media. Yeah. Really, I was focused on building this, Siesta G, being a boss first, and just building the brand, Sweat Equity, right? And then this year I was like, nah, I got that itch, this is what I've done for the longest. I need a drop. So I actually just dropped a song called Wake Up with my boy, It's Hab. We were in, a situation last year musically that kind of got us tangled up in all the stress and fakeness in music.
Okay.
And I feel like we overcame that and dropped that song. So Wake Up is out right now on all platforms. Shout out my boy Tab. And coming up February 21st, so in 21 days, I'm dropping my new single, Long Weekends, something I made in Pittsburgh at Taylor Gang Studios, ID Labs. And I'm dropping that coming up February 21st, and I'm dropping a new song every month.
Let's go.
Yeah, every month. I'm dropping tapes this year. I'm dropping this year. I'm going out.
Let's go. Yeah. And that's actually so important. That's very interesting that you say that, because a lot of people don't realize that sometimes it's important to take a step back to be able to put those things in place to be successful when you do want to click go and go. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%. Honestly, you couldn't have said it better. I got caught up in a method. I got caught up in this, I just have to drop and chasing my tail literally. And that year off last year that I wasn't really actively making music as much as I should kind of gave me more, I guess, inspiration and clarity and what I really need to be doing and rapping about, talking about, all that. So it was 100% needed.
Yeah, I could kind of tell that just from when you first came back with your first song, which is fire, by the way.
Thank you.
And like you said, your previous work and everything, and also the way that you used to brand yourself as well. I could tell that there's much more like you said, clarity. Now you really do know this is how I want myself to come across. Like you said, this is what I want to talk about. This is what I want to push. So that's really dope to see that step back to rebrand and be more true to yourself. Essentially.
100%.
So that's cool. You're dropping music again because when you take step backs, it also you're like you said, you get that itch. You're like, dang, I miss doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
You miss creating.
I feel like once I got back in the studio, or once I started writing and really I got inspired by a beat again or something like that, I just feel like I had so much to talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like I had so much to talk about, and I feel like I wanted to rap. I wanted to talk about it. So, I feel like, you need that. Sometimes you get stressed out because you're like, oh, I can't, I can't financially do this, or I can't, I got too much going on, or I'm too stressed out. It's good to just kind of sit and embrace that, and then be patient with yourself, so that way when you know, the opportunity does come around, because it will come back around.
Trust the process, right?
Exactly. And then you'll make your best stuff like that. You just you can't quit. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I think sometimes a lot of people don't realize that it takes a lot of money to like do anything creatively.
Straight
to
up.
like literally do anything creatively, it takes a lot of money. So having that financial backing and that financial stability to not only pay for just life in general, but also to pay for all your other, you know, creative endeavors and everything. So that's super dope to see that you came up with a business like this. Like, that's awesome.
100%.
And so when it comes to like your other sectors like DJing and modeling, what do those look like for you right now?
Yeah, so right now DJing is something that I just love to do. I love music. I started DJing later than when I started rapping, obviously. I only been DJing for like 2 years.
Oh, nice.
But I love it. I love going to, you know, just making people feel good and vibing with different crowds and traveling. So DJing, really what I do is I try to stack up a bunch of shows back to back, usually through like spring break or, you know, like fall, or just these times where like I can go do a bunch of shows back to back, summertime. And, you know, I'm just going to go line it up back to back. I got a group called Stereotypes as well. My homie DJ Richter out there. We knock out a lot of college shows. I do a lot of my own shows as well here locally and just across this country. So yeah, I love DJing. I'm trying to take that more passionately too, and I'm trying to take that more serious, because that's a huge bag and it's a huge way to promote everything else that I'm doing. Siesta G, promote. I could play my own songs. I could play my homie songs. I could play, you know, it's just a good it's a good platform. So
absolutely. And then, so do you have any visuals coming out for any of your music?
So what I've been doing is I haven't been dropping these big visuals. I used to go hard, spend a lot of money on music videos. Every single song gets a music video. I can't do that anymore. Just like we talked about, it's too expensive, you know. But now I just like drop small pieces of content every day. So I've been doing like 2 pieces of content every day at least. With the music, what I'm trying to do is just, you know, just do a bunch of different pieces of content around the same song. Whether it's like just in the car rapping the verse, whether it's a triller, whether it's just me explaining how the song was. So that's more so what I'm doing. And when something hits, when I get something that resonates with the crowd, then I'll go do a big video. You know, so that way I can give people what they want rather than do what I think is best, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of strategies that go into all of that a lot of people don't, I feel like, realize as well.
Especially when you're independent. If you're independent, you have to, or else, you know, you're just, everything's a check. Everything's a check, so you got to spend your money wisely and make sure you make that money back or put it into the best platform and outlet you can to get a return on anything. Exactly.
And then, so how big is your team when it comes to, well, first of all, Siesta G, that's obviously a separate team in itself, because that's like, you know, your business. But also with when it comes to like yourself, like you said, as an independent artist, like what does your team look like?
Yeah, honestly, so right now it's, I mean, obviously I'm the artist, you know, DJ, all that. I got a manager. He was on the podcast as well, Chris Anobiz. So he does a lot of like, you know, my booking my DJ gigs, you know, people that reach out to me for features, they'll reach out to him and then we'll get the deal done or whatever it may be, you know. But really right now it's me and Chris, and then we have like freelance PR people we'll work with, you know, like just around certain songs that we'll do. But really it's super small. A while back, you know, I used to have, you know, creative directors and this and that, but you, like, as we were just talking about, financially, like trying to keep up with that year round, you got people to feed, people to pay, and money's not really coming in like that. It gets kind of hard to do that. So I really took a crazy independent route. Like all independent, everything I do is just me, my manager, or like we freelance with people we like to work with.
That's dope. And it's cool to hear like experiences of independent artists and their journeys, because I feel like every time I talk to an independent artist, they always have a different, a different journey, a different story, like a different everything every time I talk to them. Because shout out G Class, I started working with them a little bit, and
I met them at the event.
Exactly. So shout out G Class, but I started working with them, kind of doing more A&R work and everything, like booking, you know, stuff like that, as another means of income.
Let's do it. You got to. Spread it out, you know? That's why, like,
diversify your portfolio, right? How explain to people who don't understand that fully how important it is to be diverse.
Yeah, it's just super important, you know. I think a misunderstanding though is don't spread yourself too thin.
Yep.
Like don't go and try to just don't go try to start a real estate company and then also be a stockbroker and also be friggin', you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do something on the side. Like you could do all that, but like even my mentors, they told me, they were like, hey, look, whatever you do, it's gonna be 3 years just doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not really making any money, not, you know what I'm saying, not really having time to do anything else. It's just gonna be that. So, you know, just choose wisely what you want to do, you know? Like that's why in the beginning of this podcast I said, ever since I was like 16, I said, you know, there's things that I actually really enjoy doing. I just want to make money on those.
Yeah.
Music, acting, you know what I'm saying? Cannabis, DJing. All that together, but that takes a while. Like we're 2 years in Siesta G, almost 3 years in Siesta G. We're still like running lean, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't waste nothing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, figure out what you want to do, things that you love to do, and then just knock away at them. And start now, do it now. You don't got any time. Don't think you got time to do it later. You don't got no time, you know what I'm saying? Do it now, and then eventually, you know, you'll be 5 years on this brand, and then you'll be 3 years down this brand, and all those, you'll build teams together, and then it'll all go over well.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any final words or any last thoughts about anything at all, about anything that's coming out? Tell the people also where to find you, Siesta G, shout it all out, everything.
Of course, no, I got you. As far as music and all that, Instagram, TikTok, Brandon Gomes, everywhere, and that's Gomes, Gomes. As far as Siesta G goes, Siesta G Dispo, anywhere. New song, Long Weekend, dropping February 21st.
Hey.
Just dropped a song, Wake Up. Hey. Listen to that now. And yeah, that's it, man. Shout out Siesta G. Keep the story going, man.
Let's go. And yes, I appreciate you for linking up, finally getting interviewing. But I think it was perfect timing. I think it was perfect timing with everything that you got coming up.
Hell yeah.
And just being able to see the actual store is awesome.
Of course.
And also, business style interviews, like Powerful Mind just started doing that. So I was like, this is perfect. Literally perfect candidate for it. So we appreciate you. And as always, we love you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, follow us at powerfulmind.official on Instagram. Go ahead and make sure you check out Brandon Gomes and everything that he has going on as well. And as always, baby, we will see you next time. Peace.